She fell 33,000 feet without a parachute? On January 26, 1972, a Yugoslav Airlines flight was flying from Copenhagen to Belgrade when something catastrophic happened. A bomb exploded in the cargo hold. The aircraft tore apart at 33,000 feet. One flight attendant was sucked out of the disintegrating plane, with no parachute, no emergency equipment, falling through freezing air at speeds that should have made survival impossible. She crashed through a snow-covered forest canopy. She walked away. This is the verified, extraordinary story of how a single person survived what killed everyone else on board. The aircraft was a Douglas DC-9, carrying 108 passengers and crew. The bomb detonated without warning, tearing through the tail section with catastrophic force. The explosion was so violent it cracked the fuselage. At that moment, Vesna Vulovic was working in the galley at the rear of the cabin. The force of the blast ejected her from the aircraft directly. She was now falling through the atmosphere at roughly 120 miles per hour, her body tumbling through sub-freezing air, descending toward the snow-covered forests of Czechoslovakia far below. Falling, falling, falling. For minutes that must have felt eternal. According to physics, Vesna Vulovic should have been dead before she left the aircraft. Terminal velocity for a human body in freefall is approximately 120 miles per hour. At that speed, impact with solid ground is invariably fatal. The human body cannot withstand those forces. Organs rupture. Bones shatter on impact. Immediate death is guaranteed. She was falling from 33,000 feet, 6 miles of open sky. The forests below were dense, yes, but snow-covered trees would offer minimal cushioning to a body moving at maximum velocity. Every survival expert, every physicist, every medical examiner would have said the same thing. Impossible. The wreckage was found scattered across the mountains near Srpska Kamenica in Czechoslovakia. Search and rescue teams recovered the aircraft remains. They also found Vesna Vulovic alive, broken but alive. The official accident investigation by Yugoslav authorities confirmed every detail. She had been ejected from the DC-9. She had fallen through the sky. She had crashed through the canopy of a frozen forest. Local villagers found her. Journalists and investigators documented the scene. Medical records from the hospital where she was treated confirmed her injuries. She had survived with 2 broken legs, a fractured spine, a crushed pelvis. The evidence was indisputable. This was not a rumor or a legend. This was documented fact. 3 elements converged to create the impossible. First, the forest itself acted as a shock absorber. Snow-covered pine trees, dense and flexible, broke her fall. They flexed and bent beneath her weight, dissipating the force rather than creating a sudden stop. She crashed through layers of branches and needles and snow, her speed bleeding away gradually instead of ceasing instantly. Second, she may have been unconscious when she impacted the ground, making her body loose rather than rigid. Rigid bodies take more damage than relaxed ones. Third, pure chance. She landed on a snowy slope, not hard rock. Every factor worked together. The specific combination of forest density, snow cover, unconsciousness, and terrain made survival statistically possible. Vesna Vulovic survived because multiple rare conditions aligned. This story teaches us something profound. Our understanding of human limits is not absolute. We draw lines around what's possible based on statistics and physics. But reality contains exceptions. The documented cases of people surviving impossible things, falls, cold, starvation, show that the boundary between possible and impossible is far thinner than we think. Vesna recovered from her injuries, though not fully. She lived the rest of her life with chronic pain. But she lived. She became the living proof that survival sometimes comes down to chance, timing, and the specific arrangement of circumstances. The impossible is rare, but it is real. A woman fell 33,000 feet with no parachute and walked away. It happened. It's documented. And it reminds us that reality still contains mysteries science hasn't fully explained. If this story shook you, subscribe, because there are stranger truths waiting to be discovered. If you want more videos like this, subscribe and follow Barely Believable. See you in the next one.